हेलो एवरीवन। हम देखने वाले हैं डिफरेंस बिटवीन फास्ट पेन और स्लो पेन। ओके, वी विल सी डिफरेंस बिटवीन फास्ट पेन एंड स्लो पेन. Why we are seeing it? You know, from the perspective of physiology, from the perspective of anatomy, and then if you are reading about different kind of analgesics, or you are reading pathology, medicine, in every neurology topic or neurology related topic, you should know pain perception and its pathway. Okay, pain perception and its pathway. So one part of this pain perception pathway is the type of nerve and type of the pain. So let's see what are the different types of pain we know. So first of all, we will see fast pain. Okay, first we will see fast pain. Why we call it fast pain? Because it is carried away in a very fast manner in our body. It is perceived in a very fast manner. That's why it is known as fast pain. Okay, so when we talk about fast pain, it is also known as sharp pain or pricking pain. It is known as sharp or the pricking pain also. It is carried in our body by A delta fiber, which is myelinated. We know, friends, that myelinated fibers carry the nerve sensation in very fast manner. That's why we call them fast nerve fiber. A delta fiber carries fast pain. And when they talk about the diameter, they are medium diameter. This is not very high yield point, but you should know, as the diameter increases, the pain velocity, the velocity of conduction increases very fast. So the fiber which are very narrow, they will carry slow pain, and the fiber which are medium and thick, they will carry fast pain. So it is medium. Conduction speed is 5 to 30. Example, this is very important point. Paper cut, when the paper is suddenly your finger get cut by the paper, or there is a needle stick injury, that kind of pain you perceive very very fast. That's why they are known as fast pain, sharp pain. Okay, example, you must remember paper cut and needle stick pain. They are very well localized. What do we mean by it? If your eyes are closed, then still you can perceive that pain. That's why it is known as well localized pain. Fast pain is well localized pain. For example, if your finger is cut, or if there is a needle stick injury in your body, you can localize where exactly the needle stick has been happened. But if so, in the kind of slow pain, dull pain, you can't exactly say that from which part the pain is arising. Okay, so fast pain are well localized pain. Here the neurotransmitter is usually glutamate. Glutamate is the primary neurotransmitter. This is very important point we should remember. And then first relay point, that once the when the pain is inflicted, for example, here the needle stick injury has happened, and then this pain fiber will carry the pain sensation into the spinal cord, and then into the finally into the brain. So the two parts are very very important in spinal cord. Dorsal horn, in the spinal cord, dorsal horn is the first relay center, and then in the brain, thalamus. In the brain, thalamus is the second relay center. Thalamus is the second relay center. And which part of thalamus? VPL, nucleus, ventroposterolateral nucleus of thalamus. So these 2 points we must know. What are the cortical destination? Means in the brain where this pain is perceived. So somatosensory area, we know that there is a motor area and somatosensory area. So in the somatosensory area in the brain, if you localize, if you see the divide the brain into two parts, the anterior part is somatosensory area and the posterior part is the motor area. So somatosensory area, this pain, fast pain, will be perceived. What is the main purpose? If there is a needle stick injury, if there is a paper cut, reflexly you need to withdraw that particular organ from that injury. So reflexive withdrawal, protection is the main purpose. So this is all about the fast pain. Okay, and now we should now let's compare it with the slow pain, and then point is going to be very very clear. So this is the difference between the fast pain and the slow pain. These are the difference. As you have seen, the fast is also known as sharp and the pricking pain. Slow is known as burning and the aching pain. Burning and the aching pain. Here the fiber is A delta. Here the fiber is C. from medium to it has become small. Because the diameter is small, the velocity is going to be less. You don't have to remember exact number, but the velocity is less. Because the less velocity, that's why it is also known as slow pain. And slow pain example are burning and the aching pain. Example, burn, ache, throbbing injury. It is very very poorly localized. You cannot say exactly which particular point that particular pain is arising from. So that's why also known as diffuse kind of pain. With glutamate, substance P is also involved in as a neurotransmitter. Dorsal horn of the spinal cord is present in both. Dorsal horn of the spinal cord is the relay center, first relay center in both. Okay, so that is not the difference. But the central relay center differ. In one it is thalamus, in second the reticular formation is a very very important part which is involved. What is the cortical destination? When we talk about cortical destination, we saw the somatosensory area. Somatosensory area was involved in the past. Here limbic and frontal lobe is involved. And because there is involvement of limbic cortex and frontal area, this is also known as emotional and affective response. Or you know that limbic cortex is involved in the emotional response, frontal lobe is involved in the affective response. So that's why when when you are feeling pain, you are also feeling sad, you are also feeling anxious. So that part comes from this limbic cortex and frontal lobe of the slow pain. Main purpose is guarding and healing. Okay, and here the fast pain, it was reflex withdrawal. So friends, this is the difference between the fast pain and slow pain. There are multiple differences. The most important you must know is there are different names about it. There are nerve fiber involved in it. And then you have to know what are the cortical destination, what is the main purpose. An example, these are the high yield point, the difference between the fast and the slow pain. So thank you all for the listening, and see you soon.